Sorry, I was in the wrong.
No worries.
I have to reload it.
Okay, I'll just do a quick intro and then I'll check. You can let me know when you're back. All right,
Yep.
folks. So welcome to Game 13 of the Battle for the Continents tournament. I am Nubelius. I'm joined by Tarhunt. We're going to be co-casting this one, and this is actually the final game at the group stage for both Team West and Team East. And that's actually the setup we have. We have Team West in the cool colors and Team East in the warm colors. So these are the teams. We've got Team Hermetica on the eastern side of the map, and then we have Team Britain Chicken on the west side of the map. So this is being played on the pretty familiar at this point China map, and we're thinking about adding some new real world maps for the semifinals for the real world map pool. But anyway, this is hopefully this is now becoming familiar for the players, and we'll see how they deal with it today. Tarhunt, are you back?
Yep, I'm in the game, and I just checking that I'm live. Yeah, it looks good. And what time are you at?
I'm at 2:55.
Perfect. Okay, I think we're both roughly at the same time.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. China map really great. And I don't know. Did you want to say anything else before talking about the spawns and the civs and all that?
No, I was just gonna say that's the situation here. So well, maybe just one more thing is that so Team East, they actually this is pretty important. Team East, they have one win and two losses in the tournament so far. So if they win this game, and if the other team that they're competing with, Team CyberJ, loses their next match, then Team East will be tied for second place. So Team East is definitely still in the running to advance in this tournament, but they need to win this game. Team West, for better for they fought really hard, but they are more or less eliminated from the tournament. But they still have a role to play in this game as potential spoilers. So if they manage to win this game, they will take Team East down with them. So that is the dynamic here. Team East needs to win to stay in the tournament. So Taryn, if you want to go over maybe the civs and on Team East maybe.
Yeah, sure. And just like one quick thing right at the start is that the spawns, these teams are really far apart. Oh, it looks like we have a pause. Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and introduce what's going on. Hopefully it's not a restart. Oh, I'm getting some feedback.
No, sorry about that. That was just
okay.
On my end. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh no, they just needed a quick pause. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, really far apart, and it looks like it's an advantageous position for the warm colors because they're up against the water. They're going to have those fish, but as we saw in some of the other games, the inland teams, they can still get a little bit of fish along the river. Green will have access to water as well, and he can focus on water if he wants to go raiding. Anyway, so I'll just touch on the warm color team. So we've got Hypnos as Ethiopians. That is Ethiopians. Yeah, those round shields, they all look the same. Yeah, so that's Ethiopians up furthest to the west and north. And then between them, we've got, is that Burmese?
Malay, I think.
Oh, no, sorry, that's Malay. They've all got the round shields. Why did they do this to me? That's Malay in the middle. And then we've got Burmese in the south. So that's pretty interesting. We've got, I mean, obviously a strong archer civ in the Ethiopians, but Burmese, they're pretty much a pure melee, aside from their elite unit. And then melee we saw in a game yesterday, where we saw some early elephants in the Castle Age. So I'm wondering what their plan is with that. Given that they're so far apart, it looks like it probably will turn into a long game. I don't know how they're going to turn up the aggression with this much distance between them.
Yeah, that's interesting. So as a general remark, I mean, the elephants are, of course, great unit, but seeing as the map is pretty large, it is I sometimes question whether it's the best unit on this map. But um, just because they're so slow and the map is fairly large. So, but we'll see how it turns out. I've been wrong on several points so far in this tournament already, so very happy to be surprised. And just to mention on the cool colors, we have Portuguese here on the bottom, and in fact that's convenient because they have the Great Caravel unit, and green is the south player or west player who has access to the water. And then we have blue playing Britons, which is great because it's Britannique playing his favorite civ. Unfortunately, I have to admit, our team actually banned Britons in our game against this team, um, and so
Oh no,
hopefully,
that was hilarious.
yeah,
Yeah, because we know it's
yeah,
his favorite civ, so we
yeah.
banned it.
Thankfully, for better or for worse, it was not banned this time around, so he was able to play on his favorite civ. So we'll see how that affects the game. And then top left, we have Aztecs in teal. So yeah, it's interesting how the Team West, though, to be transparent, I think Team West has. I mean, they are at a disadvantage that they have less access to the fish, but on the other hand, Team Green can really play the spoiler role and do some raiding on the water. So we'll see if that develops and whether or not Green takes advantage of that and raids. We see he's got one dock down. So does purple, and so does orange, and red as well. So all of Team East is actually dropping docks. So far, only green on Team West. Yeah.
What do you
And
think about this
yeah.
Aztec pick?
Ooh, that's an interesting point. Generally, I think they could perform well against Ethiopians because they do have the Eagle Warriors, which is a good anti-archer against Red's potential archer build. So that could turn out well, but they don't have cavalry, so it's being given that it's almost the equivalent of being in a pocket so far to the northwest. It means that Teal will need some time to come to the aid of his allies. So yeah, it could be a double-edged sword, but I'm not sure. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Ethiopians have those, freak pike upgrades, and so if you're not going to make cavalry, that's kind of a wasted bonus. Um, but the Showtails can do pretty well against Eagles, so and they're actually, they're pretty similar. Like Aztec have a lot of other good things about them too. They've got really great monks, and then their archers aren't too bad either. But yeah, it seems an interesting idea to go for a Mesosiv on this map.
Yeah. I'm noticing here that Green is dropping his second dock, um, and everyone is actually in the feudal age except for Green. So everyone's kind of just doing a classic wall off. So Teal is taking advantage of the shallows and has walled off two of the entrances. However, he's not completely walled off. So let's see. We did have a game last night where tiny holes in the bases unfortunately had catastrophic results for the team that didn't completely wall off. So we'll see how that goes. What do you
Purple
think?
Scout killed one of Green's villagers.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen here? So Team East, I think, is already pushing. We see two scouts coming from Purple.
Yeah, and RLF is trying to wall off with stone first. He's not going to be able to finish this.
And he has no barracks.
No, he has. Yeah, he's got a lot on water. Actually, is the wall finished? Okay,
No.
so the only one scout is in. I think that's the starting scout, and the other two scouts aren't going to be able to get in.
What a
So
interesting move.
yeah. Although I think there will be a hole pretty soon here in this wood line to get through. So if he hangs out back, if he right clicks inside the base in a few minutes here, he'll be able to get through. Meanwhile, we have some scouts up north getting through Teal's wall as well.
Yep, seeing that. So we're seeing a lot of early pressure here from Team East. Red is pushing on Teal, Purple pushing on Green. I think Green's going to be okay, but Teal, we'll have to see how Teal reacts to this. We see he's dropping. He has a barracks. Is he producing any spears? I don't see him producing spears yet, so we'll have to see how he manages this. It's a pretty strong opening by Team East. Any predictions on how this is going to go?
They're using a lot of that food. Oh, this is bad for Teal.
Yep, seeing that.
The red scouts found all the hunters. At least one going down. Probably one more villager at least that's going to go down. And then, yeah, so we have a third one going down. And his food is completely cut off now. Is that four? That's, four now that have gone down. Yeah, and more to come still. So I think this might be a pretty short game if it keeps up like this, because red has completely shut down teal for the time being.
Yeah.
Teal is up to castle. He'll get up, but yeah, where is he going to get the food to make his spears?
So actually, I think it's blue that's up to castle. So we see the pocket player from Team West has gone heavy eco, so is in no position to
Yeah.
help right now. However, he is in castle, so we'll
Well,
see if
Teal
he.
is upgrading. He's on his way up
Oh,
as well.
he's on his way up. Okay, we'll
Yeah.
see if he manages to come to the aid. I think green is fine, and we see teal is beginning to micro with a spear. So if he can manage, he's got two spears actually. If he can just micromanage them, I see one of them's kind of running by himself here. Hopefully, he doesn't get knocked, picked off. But I actually, my money's on the team going for a little bit longer, or being a decent length anyway, because Green is managing to, he's got himself walled off pretty well. He's got nice food income on the water. Blue is
Yeah.
in the castle, and Teal is, he's still in business. He's up the castle. He's dropping a second town center. So I think that Team West, let's not rule them out yet.
Oh no, not at all. I just those scouts really were like did really well. Interestingly too, there's a bit of fighting going on the water. We've got some galleys from purple up against some fire ships from teal, or from green, excuse me, and they're just kind of sort of scouting each other out. They're only clashing now. First hit points being lost, but if Green really invests on water, this would be a worthwhile thing to do if he can afford it. He's under pressure, but if he can afford to send enough ships over to just really sweep up all of these fish, the warm colors could be caught off guard by that.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a pretty strong fleet he has. I mean, it may not survive here, but the pressure is a distraction for Team East. So, and if Green can keep up his ship production, then he should be fine. I see he stonewalled his main base, so should be okay. Teal is building a third TC in close proximity. So all in all, they're micromanaging this crisis fairly well, and I see that Blue is also walling off his base effectively, and as the pocket player is booming fairly well. So yeah, we'll have to see if Team West can rebound. I right now I think they might, but I may be proven wrong.
They've done a good job of getting up to castle and getting some town centers down, but they've got the work cut out for them to catch up with that fishing eco.
That's true. Another thing to think about is actually I'm realizing that Green is not up to castle yet. So that is, I think he did click up, right? I'm not seeing it actually.
Yeah, he just clicked up now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that is
And
tough.
we see, but Britannic, yep, he sees that 300 or what is it, 250 max supply, and he's gonna boom into that. He's adding two more town centers down here. Oh, and you're right, they have walled off almost everything. There's some top shallows,
Yeah.
kind of to the northwest of Blue's base that haven't been walled off, but I think everything else is walled off and with stone as well.
Yep. I
Oh,
do
but
see
we've
that.
got war galleys now cleaning up Green's fish.
Yeah. Yeah, I do see that there is one shallows left that has not been walled by Blue, so hopefully he does wall that. And if he does manage to wall that, then I think Blue will be well positioned to build a nice longbow army, which I'm really hoping to see. Green is hanging in there, but yeah, he has lost his food income, so that's going to be hard to replace. Teal doing fairly well. I see he's built a monastery, so we'll see if he starts converting those knights, which could be a good response given he's Aztecs and they have what's the Aztec monk bonus again?
So they get 5 extra hit points for every upgrade they do.
Interesting.
And there's some basic upgrades that you pretty much always want on your monks if you're going to make a lot of them, like Sanctity and Fervor, like the one that, the hit points and then the faster movement speed. Those are all pretty good upgrades to get. Yeah, and he's actually already working on some of these nets. He got one up in the north, and he might be converting another one. So it's interesting. Red opted for knights just because they're faster, and he wanted to go raid. And Teal is responding well. He's microing
Two
well.
conversions. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 2 conversions. So that's Yeah, that's good value. And those knights, from what I saw, they didn't get very much damage.
Yeah, I'm liking the response of teal. However, blue, unfortunately, that entrance that wasn't walled off in the north has allowed a group of orange knights into his base. This is really bad news. He doesn't even have. I don't believe he has. Where's his barracks? I don't see it. Oh, it might. Is it? I don't even see blue's barracks. So
I don't think he has one. He's building a monastery. But it's not going to come up.
this is tough. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got 4 town centers, which is great, but unfortunately, without even a barracks, this is going to be really hard for him to rebound from. He's got it. I hope he sees it. He sees it now. Okay, so we'll see Team West. The Cool Colors in trouble. I think Teal has been responding the best so far. Blue needs to find a way to survive from this. And unfortunately, right now it's not looking good. If only he had walled off that top. I think he sees it now. He's walling it off now, but he's got to
Yeah.
kill those 7 knights.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of idols. He didn't finish the monastery, and now Orange is coming in, and he's going to drop a castle. And meanwhile, at the top, up against Teal, Red has continued to build up his knight numbers, and has also dropped a siege workshop, and he has a mangonel now, starting to siege Teal.
Yeah, I see that. That is a large number of knights. Teal has to micromanage his units here. Unfortunately, his knights are running in. So he's lost his 2 knights that he converted. He does have 5 monks, so that could turn out to be interesting. I don't think Orange is going to get that castle up, though, because Blue has succeeded in walling off the remaining hole in his wall. So I think that Orange is not going to succeed in that. So if Blue can just drop his barracks and finish his monastery, he may be able to live to see another day. But it's tough. Meanwhile, Green is dropping a panic castle, and he got it up, and it's actually killing Purple's knights. So Team West holding on, but it is tight.
And I like that castle position. It's not too close to the water, but those galleys will be able to punch a hole through the wall that goes to the water, so he's got to rely on sort of a more inland wall to prevent any run-bys. And Red is charging in now,
Yeah.
so we have
Yeah.
and these conversions weren't started early enough, and there's so many knights.
Actually, what happened is that he started the conversions. The knights ran back. The onagers came forward, killed some of the monks, and by the time the knights came back, a lot of the monks had been killed. So Red Man did that, microed that very well, and I do believe that Teal is probably won't survive this attack. So really, I think the hope is now with Blue to somehow have an answer to this. He is still walled off. Green is hanging in there, but I feel like Teal needs to do an evacuation, and I see his villagers are now scrambling for it. So we might be seeing the first evacuation from the game. Team East clearly dominant. Team West looking for answers. Yeah, Orange has gotten his night crew in. Oh, he broke through the middle entrance there. Do you see that? Between green and
he
blue.
got through through that gate, and
So that's
he's just
bad
attacking
news.
the town centers now.
Yeah, that's
and,
bad news. So he
you know,
did break through.
That's 25 knights. That's enough to just start right-clicking all these town centers.
Yeah, that's bad news. Teal is making a run for it with his villagers. He's got a wall behind him, but Blue, who is going to be the pocket here, unfortunately, is losing villagers all over the place right now.
He's going to get to his allies' base, and it's going to be worse than his own.
Yeah. So I do believe Blue hasn't seen this for some reason. He's not responding. He hasn't even.
He's not responding. Yeah.
He's not seeing this. Somehow he must be busy doing something else. But his villager count just went down dramatically. And I think Orange is also going to drop a second castle here right in the middle of it. So, folks, I think the cool colors are grasping for air here, but it's not looking good. Teal's villagers continue to migrate south.
Yeah, that massacre was just I didn't know what to say. I was just looking at it. When you cast, you don't want to call a game too early, but
Yeah.
what can blue do after something like that?
Actually, I think I see what he did. He went to the very corner of the map and he's walled off some villages down there. So who knows? Maybe a desperate wonder play.
I
Um,
think he was on his way up to Imperial Age and he lost the town center.
oh, that's terrible. So Blue was doing an econ boom. He had the idea. He built before TCs. He was walled off,
Yeah.
but unfortunately the walls are pretty distant from his villagers. He wasn't able to do any kind of recovery. And so I do think Team West is essentially destroyed. But it's, you know, their final game in the group stage here, so I believe they're putting up the best fight they can. Green is hanging in there with his castle fortress, got a couple of organ guns out, but the inevitable seems to be coming.
Yeah, and the warm color team, I mean they got lucky with the spawns next to the water and they just really used that economy advantage with the fish to just all each of them they all pumped knights
Yeah.
and they just laid on the pressure and yeah, managed to get through, managed to get some economic damage. And at this stage we've got blue's base has been wiped out, teal's base has been wiped out.
It's a 3 versus 1
teal's
essentially.
essentially we're just waiting for green to realize it. So we'll see the coup de grace coming in against green here pretty soon, and that'll probably be the game.
Yeah. Last stand of Team West, Team Britain Chicken. They fought valiantly.
Imagine they drop a wonder.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what they're going
There's no
for
way
now.
it could work, but it would be funny.
Look at this
Just to see
purple
them try it.
migration here, sending all kinds of villagers over. Probably going to drop castles and siege workshops and
Yeah, we have a well played coming out from RLF. Teal also dropping a GG.
Yeah. So, yeah, Red recognizing here that they did have the greater water access. We're starting to see GGs, so I think that Green might do like a last hurrah, Hail Mary, and then we might see that being the end of the game. But stay tuned, folks. I think right after this game, we'll talk with the players, and then if it's all right with you, Tarhand, I was thinking we could stream the game, our game from yesterday. Which was
I'm not sure if I have time.
okay.
I was gonna head out after
Okay,
this.
I see. All right, no worries.
We can
That's
find
fine.
another time to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, we do need to do that at some point.
Yeah. Actually, I think Britannique may join for that. So perhaps I will. Anyway, we can chat after we talk with the players. So I see Blue is hiding in the very extremity of the corner here, and he is hanging in there. So Green being his last castle here under pressure. So we are waiting for the hammer to fall. And I believe that hammer is coming right now with orange, with all kinds of cavaliers coming.
And karambits.
Yeah.
Don't forget the karambits.
And I believe these organ guns are going to go down fairly quickly. Yeah.
Well, I think now it's just a game of it's like a mission.
Find the
where
villagers. Yeah.
Yeah, or just see how long you can survive. You know, you get a high score. You can beat.
It's a wonder. Green is building
is
a wonder. Unfortunately, most of his villagers can't help though because that gate is not done. Let's see if he finishes it. That'd be really impressive if they do manage to finish that that wonder.
There's a way in though.
I believe there
There's
is.
a way to get there.
My bet is going to be it's not going to go up in time, but I'll be very happy to be surprised.
Technically, they're breaking the rules because an hour hasn't passed.
You're right. Oh no, that's true.
I think we can make an exception in this case.
Yeah, that's true. So the rule is that wonders are not allowed until 1 hour of game time has passed. It's been 41 minutes game time. So, but yeah, I would really love to see this wonder go up. And big, I mean, respect for the effort here and the hustle to try to somehow make this work. They're doubling up the walls. So let's see how this goes. Unfortunately, I think I see some purple cannons rolling in, so might make short work, but hopefully it goes up.
I mean, they just need to survive for another, what, like 20 minutes? And then they've got it?
It goes fairly quickly, honestly. It's not. I'd like to know actually how many game time minutes that is, but it's not as long as you'd think.
It's like 400 years in the timer, right?
I think it feels like 400 seconds, to be honest, or maybe 600, something like that. So maybe it's only could be 10 minutes or something like that. I'm not sure, but they're not long. You know, it goes fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think it's each year is maybe like 4 or 5 seconds, something like that.
I'd love to check that. I don't think it's that long, but could be wrong. Who knows? I could be wrong. Okay, here we go. A worthy finale here.
Here come Purple's cannons.
Yeah. Actually, they're gonna do it old school. They're gonna blast through the gate. I think
they're gonna start with villagers.
Oh no, I think they are hitting the wonder.
So I think they're targeting the wonder now. Yeah. No, he's targeting villagers. I think he's just like auto attacked, so they're auto targeting the villagers.
Right.
Wow. Yes, must destroy.
Unfortunately, blue and teal cannot help. I see blue has another town center in the north there. Teal has also dropped the town center in the far north. But
oh my god, they're
unfortunately, I do think this is
they're hiding all over the place. Oh yeah, blue has a town center here in the south. Oh, but the one more cannon shot. That's it.
Wonder has been destroyed. Well, that was a valiant effort.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort, but the pressure from warm colors is just too strong.
I do feel that, yeah, I think the cool colors are like, damn the torpedoes, I'm seeing a bunch of new 4 TCs across the map.
Yeah.
I think we may be at a point where Team East is going to start to get a little bit annoyed, but that's okay.
Yeah, time to start building those cheap Ethiopian outposts everywhere. I mean, green has already left, so this game is done. That's, I guess, officially a GG, and now I guess they're just having fun, seeing how much they can roach their way back into this. But it's so funny because he's trying to reboom up in the north.
Red is now dropping a wonder.
Red is a castle there.
Red is dropping a wonder, actually.
That's fair. Fair is fair.
I guess that's a guaranteed timer, given that the villagers could run around for ages. I will say, though, that... Alright, well, that's fine. Technically, it's also not an hour has passed in the game time, so... But
it's well, that's what I mean. Like, if it's... Technically, they're breaking the rules, but they've already won because the other wonder if we're going to be that strict about it, the other wonder was a forfeit automatically, so... Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's... I don't know. I don't think the rule book just says you can't win with a wonder unless an hour of game time has passed. So you can build wonders. They just don't have any purpose.
Oh, is that what it technically says? Because in that case, you can build a wonder early and then have the timer tick down and hit at exactly an hour, which it might do, actually.
You could just have fun and build wonders, but you can't win unless an hour of game time has passed, and I believe you also can't start building it until an hour of game time has passed. But anyway,
is that what it said? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what the rulebook says. But anyway, we're not going to be big sticklers here. I'm mostly just entertained that I'm going to see another wonder in this game. I wonder if Team East is going to do the spy upgrade.
I mean, at this stage, we're watching a custom map for fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It might go fairly quickly, though. How many villages do they have left? Blue has 23, teal has 23. I think once the last villager dies, I think that's it, right?
it's something I think if you have military production buildings, those can also. It's basically if something if technically you could make a military unit that can technically kill your opponent. You know, like if you have a ship left, it still works. If you have a like some kind of military unit as well. Actually, though, we've got a transport with one villager in it. Uh, the southern river, but like all the way to the left side wall or edge of the map.
Oh wow, that's gonna be
You
one
see that?
epic running the blockade there. Oh boy.
So the wonder's up 300. Yeah, it starts at 400. Yeah, and if you can see the seconds tick down, it's like, yeah, it's about 4 seconds per year.
Yeah, so I think teal's base in the north has been found. Its base in the middle has been found.
Yeah, Shotels are coming in, clearing that up.
Teal is down to
Cool.
12 villages. Blue is down to one, and I guess it's that one on the transport.
Yeah, it's the one in this transport.
So we'll have to see whether they win by wonder or they win by killing all the villagers first. I'm gonna guess they're gonna get all the villagers because they're down to 11 here.
And we know where they are. He's trying to wall himself in the forest way up north.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is interesting. So yeah, I think Team East did a really great job of capitalizing on the fish access, and they didn't waste time. They went in early. Team West, I think actually they played a decent game early on. Like they actually defended fairly well, but I guess they were banking too much on having defended bases, and their econ booms were hit just a little bit too early, and they got crushed.
Yeah, and I was actually one thing that we saw on the France map. I forgot the team names that were there, but um, there was another situation there where everyone on one team went for cavalry, and the other team managed to stabilize just by getting enough pikes out.
Oh
And
yeah.
in this instance, this if they had managed to just get some pike numbers so that the cavalry was effectively neutralized, then they would have had a chance to boom up and have land boom. And the fish only carry you for so long, and if you've invested that all into cavalry, that is not useful anymore. Um, they definitely would have had a chance to come back in, but
Yeah.
unfortunately for them, they just weren't able to mass up any response to the cavalry,
Yeah.
except for like a few monks here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked Teal's monk play. Unfortunately, it was monks with very little other units. So, unfortunately, he was doing a good job of converting those. You see the square here of gates. That's, I think, this is the last stand of Teal. He did do a good job of converting, but Red obviously Red came in with I believe it was with onagers or mangonel, sorry, and so that was that broke the monk play because it just he wasn't able to deal with those
Yeah, he
mangonels.
could have. He might have been able to do it if he'd gotten redemption, but it's all a lot of micro. And there came a point where Red just had too many knights, so even with perfect micro, it's hard to
Yeah.
respond. When 20 knights are riding in, plus they've got mangonels behind them, like.
This is it,
Are
by
you
the
really
way.
going to be able to land? Yeah, here
Top
we go.
left here. This is going to be the end of the game here. All right. Well, hats off to Team Britain Chicken. They played a really great game on the France map. I thought what you referenced earlier about the pikes. So they have
Yeah.
rebounded from really tough situations.
Oh, that's
so
that's right. It was this
it
team.
was
It was
Team
Britain
Britain Chicken. Yeah, they have rebounded
Yeah.
from tough situations. So definitely hats off to the hustle and yeah, honestly, did they made this a really entertaining tournament and this game as well, being kind of a obviously with a very clear result at the end, but was good of them to
And
try their hardest.
you could see the plan. They realized they didn't have water. They tried to wall off and boom up, and the warm colors, like it looked like it was a really one-sided game, but actually they had a plan, and they just didn't find a way of pulling it off this time around.
Yeah. So with this win, Team Hermetica, so Team East here, they have now 2 wins in the tournament. So technically, they're tied for second. They are now dependent on the result of the last game in the group, which is between Team CyberJ and Team Niefentar. So if Team CyberJ wins that game, then CyberJ is through. Hermetica is eliminated. But if Team Niefentar wins, then we have actually a 3-way tie for second place, which could get very interesting. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, though, do you want to jump over and chat with the players?
Yep, let's do that.
We'll see how annoyed Team East is.
Yeah.
I'd like to, I'd like to do it again, certainly.
Well, folks, that was a very interesting game. Big hats off to, Team East obviously played an amazing game. And Team West, Team Britain Chicken, love that you guys were trying hard until the bitter end, fighting for a chance. I love the wonder. Was really hoping that was going to go up, even just get built. But unfortunately, it was found. So,
yeah, no treadmill.
Welcome, everyone. Good game. Good job, Team Hermetica. You guys were obviously played a really great game, and Team Britain Chicken. We was just saying we loved the hustle that they tried really hard their last game in the tournament to, pull some miracle, but the result was what it was.
I mean, I had fun playing this game. I don't know about y'all. Pretty funny game.
Yeah. What do you think, Team Hermetica? Did you were you ever worried that your attack might not work, or what do you think?
To be fair, I kind of improv. I didn't even have like an idea of what I was doing because they banned Spanish. That's the civ I was picking, so I was completely thrown off, and I just kind of just improvised because I wasn't knowing what spawn I was gonna get because this map you really don't know where you're gonna be spawning by the colors and that. It's a bit weird because the first time it was horizontal like across, and this time it was like we were like going, we had the whole water side rather than. It was just a weird spawn. I've never seen that one on China.
Yeah, I think you're right. This was a different spawn. We had a nice spawn yesterday where it was north versus south, but it was like even access to the water. But yeah, the spawn was a bit interesting. So, Team Britain Chicken, any thoughts on just how the game went? We loved the monks there in the top left, and also on the eastern side, Portuguese was a great hold. Any thoughts?
I had fun. Honestly, I defend pretty well until the 20 knights came in.
I missed a massive patch of wall that I completely forgot about and never even scouted. I had walled off everything else, so I thought I was fine, and I didn't realize there was one patch. I didn't explore the last patch, and
yeah, me too.
And maybe if I had the wall there, I'd have had time to get some pike up and defend. But I was trying to just boom in the corner, and that was it, really.
The other team did a really good job of staying on the press too, and so it was a kind of a back and forth early that just never caught up from. But yeah, great job, really kind of pushing and sticking with it too.
Yeah, no rest for the wicked. Tarhan had did you want to say something there about the positions?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously the spawns, like the worm colors, like had pretty much all the access to water, that's a kind of a bit of an RNG loss there. I was kind of thinking green, if green had a plan to sort of like attack on the water, that would have helped you guys like sort of keep pace with that like all the fish. Were you guys thinking about that at all? Like about the
Actually,
trying to
he was.
maybe yeah.
Actually, he was trying to sneak an attack on the on my fish, but fortunately, it was at the same time as I was going to check his fish, so we met in the middle.
Yeah, this it was there was good press by the scouts on land that I never really got to concentrate on the water, and so that was, made it very difficult to kind of try to micromanage, the creation of a navy. I ended up making a bunch of units that were all wasted because I was trying to get walls up and wasn't very efficient about that.
Yeah.
I'll just say a couple of quick things. Definitely interesting. We were wondering if the fish raid there was gonna have a factor, but good job on I forget who it was who kind of stopped that, but definitely interesting to see that dynamic. I was gonna say with this game, Team Hermetica has now won 2 games, so that puts you tied for second in the group. Tied for second to advance. But there's one more game in the group, and that is between Team CyberJ and Team Niefentar, which is my team. So if my team wins, then we're gonna have a 3-way tie in second spot. So that will be interesting. It's gonna be super weird. I have a plan right now for how to maybe resolve that tie. But yeah, we'll have a 3-way
2v2v2.
That was one option. I was like, we'll just have a free for all, but that will take like 24 hours.
Nice.
But another option is we'll have like a playoff run. So the problem also is that if Team Niefentar beats Team CyberJ, then it'll literally be like every team, like it'll be like a perfect rock paper scissors. Like there's no clear team that beat the others. So if that happens, there may be like a playoff run where it'll be like, there might be like another game just to see which of these 3 advances. But if Team CyberJ wins, then they'll have 3 wins, which means they'll be second place. So then they would take that second place spot. So we'll have to see. The last game isn't scheduled yet, but stay tuned for that. Really awesome. And actually, funny enough, the same thing might happen in the other group. So yeah, a little bit funny, but we'll see how that goes. So last thing, so we've got 2 games that we still are going to stream, but they're pre-recorded, so it's the game between Team Niefentar and Team Britain Chicken, and then Team Niefentar and Team Hermetica. So those two games that we have them, and we plan to stream them at some point this week. So check those out if you want to see those games. So we will stream them eventually. It's been a lot of games, so haven't had a chance to stream them yet. So, otherwise, just big thanks to both teams. Any last thoughts from any of you or?
No,
I don't have it. Yeah, no.
Well, congratulations. You guys are really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next tournament.
Yeah. I think just based on what happened in this tournament, definitely also looking forward to the second Battle for the Continents tournament, but who knows exactly when that'll be. We'll also say big hats off to Team Grit and Chicken. You guys have unfortunately been eliminated, but who knows, maybe we'll have like we can maybe organize a game between you guys and one of the teams from the other group that got eliminated, just to kind of open it up and see what happens, because if you want
team fun,
just for kicks, but congratulations. Go ahead.
I just want to say, like, these games are really fun, and like it's fun to cast them. It's fun to take part. I definitely think we'll probably do more stuff like this in the future. I don't know how you feel about it, Neville, but like, I think this has been really great, and hats off to all the teams for showing up and giving us some great games to watch.
It just really, I think we've all gotten better at it, like being there for the game and having the streams lined up and not having technical issues. So just really awesome experience. And I'll also mention, I know Hypnos, I don't want to do it prematurely, but I know you're organizing something on the Hermetica Discord for March, right? Do you want to?
There's gonna be another 3v3 tournament actually, and it's gonna probably happen. I don't know yet. Maybe between February, March, maybe April. And I just need to put together the handbook, preparing some promotional materials. But it's gonna be 3v3 for all ELOs. So we will try to have like 2 or 3 divisions. All the ELOs can be balanced, and like elos from 800 up to 12, 12 from 16, or 16 to 2K, 2K from 280. It depends on how many players will sign up. But yeah, there's going to be a it's called the bow, the Golden Bow Cup,
Okay.
3v3.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
Awesome.
that'll
Yeah,
be.
you are all invited, of course. I will send you a link later.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that sounds really interesting, and yeah, obviously we're really grateful that you guys had a team in our tournament. So definitely interested in that one. So we'll stay tuned for that. In the meantime, though, stay tuned for the semifinals and the finals for the Battle for the Continents. And otherwise, yeah, big thanks everyone, and yeah, let's talk soon.
Yeah, thanks Nibel for casting and organizing.
Yeah,
and thanks everyone.
Thanks you guys. Thanks
for playing.
Until soon.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Cheers.
Cheers.